Hey folks, Dan Frio here with your real estate news for December 23rd, 2025. So the U.S. is growing faster than expected. So is this good news or bad news when it comes to real estate and mortgage rates? Because that's all we really focus in on here, folks. So today we're going to go over the government is showing that the U.S. economy is growing much faster than anticipated. So again, like I said, is that good news or bad news? Well, if you're a homeowner trying to figure out, okay, is now the time to refinance? Or maybe you're a home buyer thinking, okay, if mortgage rates stay here, I could maybe buy that house in 2026. So today we're going to focus in on the numbers that we got from the U.S. economy. Is it good or bad? What's going to happen with these things? Well, folks, my name is Dan Frio. I'm actually a licensed mortgage loan officer in all 50 states as well as Puerto Rico. If you're watching this video, my goal each day is to come in and help explain to you guys what the heck's going on with those and why? So today we're going to talk about the economic numbers that we got today. They're pretty darn good. It's pretty much the last batch of information we're going to get for 2026. So without further ado, let's get to today's data to figure out where these are going and why. So here's the first piece of the data we got this morning. The GDP of the economy, how much the U.S. is growing. It's growing at a pace of 4.3%, much higher than anticipated. So let's get over to the economic calendar today to see what these numbers are going to do to mortgage rates and the whys behind it. So the first thing we got this morning is right through here. On Tuesday, ADP came out with payroll numbers, and I don't think anybody really even paid attention to this because I didn't see this on the news today. So they're saying the last reading was 17,000 people got jobs. This time, 11,500 people got jobs. So don't know if that's good or bad because we don't know the trends here because we don't have the continued claims, and that's not out today. But what is out today is right through here, the GDP. The Moneyball number is right through here. This is how much the economy's growing. Well, let's scroll this up. The last reading, it was growing at a 3.8 pace, and everybody's saying, okay, the government's shut down, the economy's dismal, we got tariffs, we got all this other stuff. The economy's starting to really going to crack. So they thought it was going to go down to 3.3. It actually skyrocketed to 4.3. It's fantastic news. Now, on a bad note is through here. How much prices paid for these things? Well, it was at 2.1. It expected to go up to 2.7, and now it's up to 3.7. So not good on prices, but the production in the U.S. is good right now, and a lot of the other economic numbers don't look so bad. So how's this affecting the markets? Well, let's get over to the bond market. That's really the only data we had today, and what you got to think of it is this. The better the news for the economy with GDP, with the jobs numbers and everything like that, isn't good news for us because we want mortgage rates to go down. This chart is going down right now, but that's the price of the bond. So if you're new to my channel, let's get over to this bond right through here. This bond, if you see up at the top, it says MBS. What that means is this is a mortgage bond. We don't watch anything else because what I am is a mortgage advisor. The name of the show is the Rate Update, so why wouldn't we watch rates? So this is how we take a beat on what's going on with rates. Here's how you read this thing. This is the price of the bond. As the price goes down, you're seeing right now, that's not good news. That means rates or yields are going up. Well, this is a mortgage bond. That means mortgage rates are going to go up. So again, the better the news for the economy, like GDP is going up, inflation's coming down, the jobs report's good, things like that, it's not going to be good news for this because the economy's going to say, or the Fed's going to say, well, the good news means we don't have to cut rates. So the better the economic news, well, the worse the chance for rate cuts. So now let's get over to what we're looking at. Here's what the Federal Reserve looks at. They look at things like this. The PCE, that's inflation, and I thought we were going to get that today, but the unemployment rate, that ticked up just a little bit recently, and they're saying, okay, here's what we're really focused in on, but this is also a problem on the inflation front. Then over my head is the GDP. We forget that a lot of times. How much production is in the U.S.? Well, it's skyrocketed. This is going to help kind of the inflation and the national debt because what they do is they take our national debt, they take it as a factor of our GDP and work all these numbers. So the higher our GDP, even the higher our national debt, well, it kind of offsets. I still don't like a huge national debt. That's on my part. So let's get over and see what, based on this information, is it going to skew what the Federal Reserve is going to do at the next meeting? Well, the next meeting, they're meeting in 36 days. Yeah, it's way off. It's out in January sometime. So what's the probability? 82%. So it's increasing a little bit. Yesterday, this was 80%. So now the probability of a rate staying the same is 82%. So right through here, I kind of tricked you a little bit. What they're saying is there's an 82% chance the Federal Reserve is not going to do anything at the next meeting. So here's my thoughts on all this stuff. If you're locking or if you're closing within 30 days, lock it in. Okay, so let's say you're a homeowner right now. What do you do with all these rates? Well, let's talk to you guys for a second, and then we're going to talk to those that are looking to buy in the spring, maybe looking to build. And then we're going to go over and we're going to look at one piece of the market down in Florida. So if you're with me and you're watching from Florida, got a piece of the puzzle coming to you in a second, but let's get to my thoughts on some of these things. If you're a homeowner, what should you do right now? Well, I don't even know what your rate is. Does it make sense to refinance? Well, I don't know. Well, put your information right up through there. I created a tool called RateWatch 2.0. Now, I'm working on this thing with AI. We're going to make this thing really crazy. So when you see RateWatch 3.0, this thing's going to be on steroids. So what I need you to do, though, is put your mortgage information in there. Let me know what interest rate you'd be interested in refinancing. What will happen is we don't sell the data. I'll call you. I'll text you. I'll email you. It'll be me, Tony, or Alan. Here's what we do. I'm a licensed mortgage loan officer in all 50 states as well as Puerto Rico. So the bank I work at is, here's what they did. They're like, okay, when people call in, what do they want? Well, they want the best rates out there and the lowest fees, right? Okay, so what we do is we've set up with over 30 other lenders to do that because we're like, what are you going to do? You're going to call all these places. I wonder if we could do that for you. And we can do it with one application, one credit pool, and compare your loan over 30 different lenders. That's what we do here. So if you're a homeowner, plug in your information there. I'll track it for you. But if you're looking to buy out there, let's get to those out there. But if you're looking to buy in Florida, what's the greatest area in Florida to go with? Well, right now, if you go to, and the reason why I did this is this popped up on my screen this morning, and you have to watch this for a second, and I'm getting to something. So if you're down in Florida, comment down below. Let me know what this area looks like. I haven't been to Cape Coral. I don't know the area, but here's what this is telling us. Let me just give you a little bit of a snippet here for a second. Let me make sure this is loud enough because this is just intriguing because this is what you guys face every day when you're looking for homes and trying to find some guidance. I'm coming out with my housing forecast in a couple of days, so make sure you watch for that. But this is kind of things we address. Look at what this is telling you.
Cape Coral is quickly becoming a hotspot, says Keith McCoy of Midtown Homebuyers in Milton, Florida. It remains more affordable than larger cities like Miami or Tampa, but demand is pushing prices up fast. Job growth, waterfront property, and a lower cost of living are fueling the trend.
We'll stop it there. Let me know if you live in Cape Coral or in the area. Let me know how it's doing down there. But here's what I do. And this is the research I do every day. So what I did is I saw this information this morning, and I created this thing over here. So I wanted to say, okay, in Florida, where's the best markets, the worst markets, and where does Cape Coral fit in this? Because I don't know anything about it. So this is things you guys should do. And this is where I help you. Just kind of think a little bit. So I'm like, okay, in Florida, what's the best area? So this is coming up, and I don't know this area, but this is, let me know how it is down below. It's saying Jacksonville's the number one market. In 2024, it was down 1%. In 2025, it was down 4%. 2026, it's expecting to go up 2%. But you can go down through here, and you can see all these Orlando, and nothing's really doing much anything. You have right through here, Lakeland, it's about 5%. Now, let's go to the worst markets. The worst markets in Florida. This is what you're seeing right through here. So the worst markets in 2024 everything did positive. 2025, we did have some reductions in some areas. In 2026, basically it's supposed to be flat. And then you go down to Cape Coral, and here's where I scratched my head. I said, I don't know anything about Cape Coral, so I'm just going to do some research on a whim. This is what it came up with. And I'm like, okay, one guy's recommending it, but then when I do my research, it's dismal. Look through here. Cape Coral, 1 year, minus 3%. 2025, down 10%. 2026, supposed to be down 10% again. Why it didn't make the top 10 up here, I don't know. But that area is looking dismal. So this is where you kind of get conflicting data. It's like, okay, this guy's telling me it's fantastic. If you really do your research, this is what we're getting. So my goal every day is not only to explain to you guys what's going on with mortgage rates, but help you figure out, or at least how do you analyze real estate? So that's one of the biggest topics we have here as well. So let's get over to what my thoughts are going forward. Maybe if you're looking to buy in the spring. Well, let's get over to what a section I call lock or float. I told you I'm going to try to keep doing that every day until you guys kind of give me enough grief down there, or maybe you like it. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. So here's my thoughts. I said if you're closing within 30 days, just lock. Okay, so you got the holidays coming in. Nobody really wants to do much or think much during the holidays. But let's say you're closing the latter part of January, February, March, where a lot of people buy homes. don't do anything right now. One, you really can't lock in on a home you haven't even found yet. But even if you're building, I don't think rates are going to go much anywhere next year anyways. So I'm coming out with my interest rate forecast next week, but my housing forecast will be out within the next few days. So please check out there. Make sure you subscribe over there so every time I post a video, you get an alert. So let's see how the markets, especially the stock market's faring with today's news, because we had an economy that's growing much faster than expected. Wouldn't you think that would be good news? Well, it doesn't look like that across the board. Remember, folks, the better the news on the economy, when it comes to jobs, income, the growth of the economy, that means to the Fed, the economy's doing fine. We don't need to cut. So that's why we're focused in on these things. But based on the news we have this morning, I'm going to say this is flat. Okay, so we have the Dow Jones, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. I think there's this close to record highs. Oil's still up, but it's below $60 a barrel. That helps inflation. Got the U.S. Treasury behind me. It's up a little bit ticks this morning because we had that GDP saying, okay, the economy's great. That means maybe the Federal Reserve doesn't have to cut rates. And you saw the Federal Reserve projections, 82% chance they're not going to cut rates. So again, if you're out there right now, figure out if it makes sense for you to refinance right now. Or if you're looking to buy, reach out to us. We'd love to help make sure you're navigating. Do you have the most optimal credit? Maybe just one little tweak to your credit could increase your credit scores 20, 30 points. We can give you some guidance. What income is used when you're qualifying for a loan? What loan product do you fit in that'll make the payments most cheap and makes the most sense for you? Well, these are the things we'll do during this consultation. So don't put in your application. I really don't want that. If you want to, put it in. We'll call you. We really want to know a little bit about you, and you probably want to know a little bit about us. So go up through here, give us a call, schedule an appointment, even ask Dan a question through there. I'll reach out to you. I'll send you a video, whatever you want. Our whole goal is to come in each day and help you understand the markets, the economic news, and especially if you're a homeowner, home buyer, maybe even a realtor or loan officer trying to figure out each day what in the heck went on with those and why. So hopefully you know a little bit what's going to go on today. I'll be back at the closing bell, let you know how all this mess finishes for the day. But give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Make sure you subscribe down over there. If you're out there looking for a mortgage to buy, refinance, and maybe even build next year, reach out to us. We'd love to make sure you're in the right program and you really understand how all this works. Thanks for watching, folks. God bless. Have a fantastic afternoon. I'll see you here at the closing bell. And that's it. See you then. Bye-bye.